Okay, I have an idea. You know Dave from Becky Kruger Reposter. Now I'm starting to like him a little bit more now, thinking about him. But yeah, I actually like the fact Dave is a bit loyal to Jeff because Jane didn't end up loyal to Jeff. Mainly because Jane has a different. Jane sees something different about people. Her doesn't see everyone's. Her's very confused, Jane. My opinion is Jane and Tiggy Toby, they both don't know what they want. But I think Dave, the only thing he wants to do is help Jeff. He's basically like a not a sidekick, but more of a not a bodyguard either. I would say he's just trying to help him because he's a brother. You know, he grows more attached to Jeff than anyone else did. No one did, but actually knowing we always see Dave as the only loyal brother if you think about it. He's because Tiggy Toby tended to be Jeff's brother, or at least felt like he was his brother for a short bit, but they didn't grow too attached. So in my opinion, Jeff and I like Dave mainly because he's loyal. I guess you could trust him unless if Jeff is around, because maybe Jeff probably asked Dave to get rid of you, but I don't think Dave hates people. I think he cares more about Jeff, though. I think he sees Jeff, oh, I feel sorry for Jeff, and that's why he wants to destroy the town. That's my opinion. People don't understand Jeff, and that's why the only person who's close enough to understand him is probably Dave. But that's my opinion. I actually like Dave because one, he's kind of like a perspective of seeing something else. Like Dave is kind of all right in his own right. That's my opinion. He won't only destroy people. In my opinion, Dave is more like protective of Jeff. That's my opinion. But they're not going to bring Dave back. But if they did, I really want them to bring him back as a ghost, so he could be a good bodyguard for Jeff. That would be good, because maybe Dave would prefer to be a ghost, because Jeff didn't want to be a ghost. I don't understand why. Because now he's a ghost, he has more advantage. But sadly, he's not a ghost anymore, because he prefers to work with Zargo, but as a human. Or a living creature, basically. But yeah, I actually like Dave. There's not much explain much about him. All he did is help Jeff most of the time. He helps Jeff because, my opinion, is he feels sorry for him. My opinion is Jeff is loyal to Dave, and Dave is loyal to Jeff. Tiggy Toby probably wouldn't get along with. If Tiggy Toby still works for Slenderman, I think Dave would just beat up Tiggy Toby if he still works for Slenderman. You know what I mean? If Dave was still alive or came back as a ghost, he would focus on beating up Tiggy Toby. Or, burning him. Good one. I prefer to call Dave Fiery Dave. It sounds cool and it makes sense. And you know what? It makes more sense to call him Fiery Dave. Because one, he mainly use... I know people will say he has a knife, but I would say the best way to suit him is a burning method. He seems more like a person who would burn people instead of like give them another slow death or... But yeah, I actually like Fiery Dave. And he's actually related to Jeff, so he's called Dave Keaton. You know what? I have an idea. Maybe I could add him in my storylines. I'm going to actually add Dave Keaton. But I'm still going to call him Fiery Dave. I don't think I have the rights to Dave, but at least I can make my own version of him. You know, he could be my own type of creepypasta, but in a different form. Because normally the studios, they don't really have the right to a mask and hoodie, but they made it into their own version. That's what I could do with Dave. I actually really want to own the rights to Dave. He's just perfect. Because you know what I mean. Hoodie and Marsky belongs to the Marvel Hornets. But then again, anyone could use them now, because Creepypasta is more of a boring gig. You're allowed to share characters in Creepypasta, I guess. But but if you make a movie about them in a real you know what? Zombie the Studios told us we have to gain the rights to Creepypasta to make a real movie. It kind of does make sense, because maybe the writers kind of are a little bit protective if it does come popular because of someone else. But yeah. But I actually want to gain the rights to Dave from Becky Kruger. Maybe I could ask them, but they will probably say no, because he... But, oh yeah, Harry Fuji TV, and anyone who are, like Marsky Timothy, and, you know, all my friends here, right now, if you both watching this, I actually want to gain the rights to Dave. But I'm not gonna. I could make him related to Jeff, or I can make my own version completely. But yeah, or maybe you could see Jeff as an idol in my version, or not. But similar to, you know, like what's her name? Nia. I think it's Nia or Nia. Okay, I'm just trying to remember. It's Nina. Sorry, I remember now. You know what? Nina's a fangirl of Jeff, but I actually think not a fanboy. I think Dave should be more of an idol of Jeff instead of a fanboy. He's more of an idol. Means he actually wants to be similar to Jeff, but in a special way, like, you know, inspired by Jeff. Maybe that would make more sense. Like, he doesn't, like, be a fan of Jeff, but more like, oh, I'm inspired by you, you help me a lot. Like, that's kind of like what I think Dave in my version should be like. But if you don't think it's a good idea, I don't mind. I could change it into a different way or possibility. But I actually really want to gain the rights to Dave now. But I'm definitely going to call him Dave the Fiery. Or Fiery Dave. I still call him Fiery Dave, it sounds better. So, in my version, I think Dave should be a ghost similar to Ben Drowned, but instead of him control technology, he controls fire. That's my opinion of Dave the Fire, like a fiery ghost man. That's what I think Fiery Dave should be, like a fiery ghost man. Or boy, either way. And let me know if you prefer him to be a teenager or just an average man. Let me know. I'm trying to gain the rights of Dave, but if he says no, then I have to just make sure it's a different person, but not same origin, and just make sure it's completely different. I know they invented Dave, but I think I should make... I'm going to ask permission, but if they say no, then I have to make do with making my own version, and make it more different, and different name. And different surname, maybe. So that's enough now, see ya. Maybe if I don't gain the rights, I could just say it's fan fiction, not really to the canon. You know, if I don't gain the rights to Dave, I might sort of say it's fan fiction and say it's not really canon to the storyline, to, you know, to the Creepypasta or Becky Kruger Creepypasta. I could just say that to people and just say, I don't have the rights, it's just fan fiction. That's a better idea, but I actually really want to gain the rights to Dave, Fiery Dave. I'm still going to call him Fiery Dave, because it sounds cool. And you know I said about Ben Drowned, he's basically just a ghost who could control technology. So I thought Dave could control fire, then he dies, or... And we could say Dave originally was just use fiery attacks originally. Like, he started out as a normal serial killer burning people, and soon he died and gained the ability to control fire. I wouldn't say create fire. He still used equipment to make fire. That's my idea. So yeah, I actually like the idea of Dave, Fiery Dave, but it's a good idea in my opinion. But let me know if I should have the rights or not really, or I should just stick to fan fiction and say it's not canon and it's just me trying to borrow some ideas. Just let me know if I should have the rights or not really, and I could just say it's my own idea, but or it's fan fiction, like it's not canon, it's not true, it's just me borrowing it. So yeah.